What up YouTube, this is your president, the presidential tourist, back with another video. I'm here in Auburndale, Florida, and I was able to arrange a tour of that building right behind me. As you can see, the sign is the Seaboard Airline Rail Depot from 1927. Been wanting to get in there and film a tour of it for a long time. I was in there many years ago when that used to be the museum for the city in Auburndale. Now it's used, they rent it out, the Parks and Recs rents it out for like different events. Hear that loud mowing. Different events, birthdays, bar mitzvahs, weddings, and stuff like that. Wait a minute. Okay. Anyways, they rent it out for different events, and of course I'll talk to the person I'm going to interview, and you'll meet him in a minute, and he'll explain all that. But I've been wanting to get in there. I mean, there's not really a lot to it. It's been beautifully renovated since then. It's all sleek and modern now. There's mainly just going to be like the one room and a couple bathrooms in there. But I want to just show it because it's history, and it's important history. It might just be local history, but history nonetheless. Wait a minute. Okay, you know, I could redo this and not have you hear all that lawnmower, but you know what? I think it gives this video a little bit of character, a little bit of comedic stuff to it, I guess you could say. But anyways, as I was saying, there's not really much to it. It's just it's been remodeled and everything, but I want to show it because it is a historic building. It's almost 100 years old because it's 2025 right now. And yeah, I just want to show it off. And so first off, you know that it's there, that you could rent if you want, and for future generations to learn more about history, because unfortunately a lot of younger people today don't care about that stuff. I want to make sure I get down here and show it off to you, and it'll be exciting to get in there again. Like I said, it's been over a decade since I've been there, at least, I think. So it'll be great to get in there and see it again. But anyways, yeah, you know what that means. Let's get on to the rest of the video. Why I keep talking out here in front of this sign, and even though it's a very beautiful, interesting sign, and I always love finding these, well, let's get in there and check out the building, get the tour done. Yeah. All right. Just a close-up of this first. I love these things. They're always so interesting, and I don't know how many of these I've found and showed to you guys on this channel, but I'll let you read it. Pause it if you want to check it out. Then you can scan that. Interestingly, there's several of these with like a very short walking distance. Down there, like City Hall, there's one. There's a storage building that I think was like orange packing something that has one in front of it. Like 2 or 3 buildings across over there has them too. And not too far from here at a fire department place, they have a really old fire engine that you can check out that has one of these signs too. All that's on my channel. Some of it I did years ago. I love these signs, and they're usually almost always double-sided. Not always the case. This one is. Oh, and of course the historic Baynard House, which is right over there, has one too, which I toured. Alright, you know what that means. Time to get on to the video. You know, it's interesting, one more thing. It shows, because the sun really like beats the hell out of things. This is more duller, because this side gets more sun than this side because of the tree, and this is much more shinier. Yeah, definitely a very beautiful little area here. And as I'll explain later in the video, this area here looked totally different about 15 years ago, and I'll explain that. Alright, gonna do some walking around out here first. It's been years since I've been in this building. The only time I was in it was once, and I couldn't even tell you how long ago. It was a museum, which they moved over to the Parks and Recs building. It's always cool when you see these little historical plaque things. I think they're cool, and a lot of these are usually people who like donate it. There's a whole bunch of them. Actually, not here, but there's a place, someplace else, where you'll see my name on a brick like this. Guy weed whacking over there. I'm gonna head over here. I'm gonna show you from some different angles. Really nice, cool old building. Imagine what the history of this building's seen. I know some people might not think it's big. This is all local history, but I think it's still history nonetheless. I'm assuming this is probably storage for like the different events, maybe for landscaping things. At one time, all this was not open space. This had, like I think I mentioned earlier, like basketball courts, tennis courts. So all this green space was not here. And because I didn't even remember that until I looked at Google Street View. And I couldn't believe it. And I thought, when was that there? And then after thinking about it, I remembered. And they opened this all up. That used to be open space too, and then you put like a butterfly garden. But this building is available for rent. Of course, I'll go into that. Well, you'll see that later in the video. What's involved with that, what's it cost, and all that. I think they've been adding some trees here. Get some good shade. Yeah, this must have storage stuff, I bet. Show you a little bit from farther. A lot of train depots, like older ones like this, that are still used for anything. A lot of the local museums uses them. There's one in Lake Wales. There's one in I think Dundee. There's Mulberry uses there for a museum, and there's some others. There's a old train depot in I think it's Frostproof, that's used for I think a coffee shop now. I actually filmed that. I believe it was Frostproof, or was it Fort Meade? I have to double check. When it was kind of abandoned. And there's the train tracks. And across the park from a playground. I'll show you from a little bit farther. I'm doing a little bit back more because I don't want to be in front now right at the moment with that very loud weed whacker. Imagine how it was back in the day when train was like the fastest and one of the main modes of transportation. Of course, the horse was the main one, but definitely was a different time.
Hi, I'm Josh Hicks. I work for the City of Auburndale. I'm the Assistant Parks and Rec Director. I've been here almost a year, but been living in Auburndale my whole life for the last 37 years.
So what does your job entail?
So my job entails helping to manage all of the parks and cemeteries in our athletic facilities, including the Auburndale Community Center, the Lake Myrtle Sports Complex, in partnership with all of our supervisors that each have their own responsibilities over those areas.
And what's an average day for you, work-wise?
I don't know if there is such a thing. In Parks and Rec, we have such a wide variety of problems and solutions and things that we help manage. We're in the quality of life business, so it's a wide variety of things. Like I mentioned, it could be from anything from helping out a resident who is getting ready to bury a loved one in the cemetery, to fixing graffiti down in one of the parks, or doing one of the building rentals at this lovely place that you see here with the historic depot.
And just briefly tell a little bit about Auburndale.
Let's see here. The city of Auburn, I'm probably at a loss there. Can you ask me a question? When you say about Auburndale?
Well, if someone asks you, why should someone move there? What's the positive parts of it?
So I will say the city of Auburndale has went through quite a bit of changes in the last 5-10 years. We have probably tripled in size when it comes to our residents. But the wonderful thing about the city of Auburndale, a huge shout out to our commissioners, our city manager, and all of the directors across Auburndale, because we have still maintained the Mayberry-esque feel, if you will, the small town feel, with the large amount of residents that we've increased with.
All right, now tell us a little bit about where we're at right now, this building.
Okay, yeah, this is the historic depot. This is one of 5 buildings that we currently rent out on a regular basis. It has a capacity of 50 people. It was originally located down at the end of PK Street at one of the railroad crossings. It was originally built in 1927 by CSX, and they utilized it for many years up until the year 2000, when it was considered condemned. The city of Auburndale saw that its value and decided to restore it and rehabilitate. And actually, they picked up the entire building, brought it down PK, and dropped it here in 2002.
So like when you see them put a building like on a truck, that's what they did?
Yes, yeah, they literally shoved timbers all the way underneath the entire building, created a new sub floor, and then dropped it on the platform that you see today. That was actually in 2002. It became another one of our municipal buildings. It's been a couple of different things, from a museum to offices to a pro shop for the tennis facility that was once on this location, and now it has become the historic depot that we rent out for birthday parties, quinceañeras, bar mitzvahs, and even as events like HOA meetings and I think I mentioned weddings. So.
Okay, and where was the original location again?
It was on the corner of PK Street and Pearl Street. I will try to pronounce PK, but I'll probably brutalize it. It's Palakalakaha.
Is there something in that physical location now?
No. It's I believe that the train tracks are still in use, but there is no longer a train station there.
And nothing nothing that would show from the original building there?
I don't believe so, no sir. I think that there might be a yard where they store timbers at times, or rock or something, but nothing that you can see where this used to be.
Wow, that I did not know. I always thought it was always here.
Yes, sir.
So I never would have thought that the building this size could have been just lifted like that. That must have been quite an impressive sight.
I imagine it was, yes.
Is there any pictures online?
I'm sure there are. I haven't been privy to them, but I want to say that I've heard that somebody covered it at one point. Yeah.
Now, when someone wants to rent this building, what's the process? Where do they have to go?
So you would call the Parks and Rec office, which is 863-965-5545, and you would ask to speak to either Ms. Sharon, Ms. Lisa, or myself. We require that you call first so that you can check availability before you come in person. But to rent any of our buildings, you would need to come in person with a valid driver's license and half of the rental to hold that date. Our buildings are very popular in book out many of them 6 months to 8 months in advance. So we always recommend that you call first. But this building has a capacity of 50 people and a rental price of $175. And then we require all of our buildings to, they all require a damage deposit to go down. There's a damage deposit that matches the rental fee. So this rental is $175. We have a damage deposit that is also $175 that is refundable after your event.
That's $175 for a day, or is that for an hour?
Yeah, so all of our rentals are from 9 a.m. in the morning till 1 a.m. the following evening, or morning, if you will.
Okay. Any events that's prohibited?
You know, we have a discussion for anything. At this time, we don't have anything that's prohibited. We have had a wide range of rentals. So once you rent it, on the rental paperwork that you fill out, it is required to discuss what your plans are for the rental. So in the time that I've been here, there's never been something that we've turned down. Obviously, if it's something obscene or inappropriate, we would have a conversation with that said renter. We do require anytime money is being transacted at the event, or if there is alcohol being served at a wedding, that does kick into another rental fee of $75 per hour. That covers a police officer and a site supervisor from the city to be on site. So, you know, that's probably the only stipulation that we truly have.
You ever had any major damage from anyone?
No, not that I'm aware of. Not in my time. No real damage from any events. You know, some scuffs here and there, people that, you know, and put their feet on the, you know, the wall, but nothing too serious. So.
Okay. Very interesting. Thanks for letting me in here. Like I said, I've been wanting to come in here forever, and it's been many years since I've been in here. It's a lot smaller than I remember, but definitely pretty cool. I love this stuff. And unfortunately, a lot of younger people today do not care about these things. Awesome. Just showing around. And of course you have saw two bathrooms there. And basically just the bathrooms in this room, that's it, correct?
Yes, sir.
Wow, okay. Not too much left over from when it was an actual, well, I didn't really expect it because I knew this place was remodeled. Awesome. All right, that's it. Thanks to Josh and everyone involved for making this happen. I've been wanting to get in there for a long time to tour it. I knew there wasn't much to it inside, because I know it was renovated since it was a train depot. But like I said, I was in there years ago when they briefly used it for their museum. So I knew it just wasn't much to it in there, but I really wanted to show it to you because this isn't a historical building. True, locally historic, but historic nonetheless, and it's really cool. And I'm glad the building was preserved and kept in use for future generations to enjoy. And I did not know that this was not the original location. I really thought it was, because it made sense with the train tracks right behind there. It's incredible that they were able to move this building. I know they've moved houses and some fairly large ones, but I didn't know they moved a building like this. That must have been quite a sight. But I'm glad it was done, because if it wasn't moved, who knows, maybe it would have been knocked down. So luckily it's here. Future generations can enjoy it, and the history of what happened there from the beginning when it was built is preserved and kept in place. Unfortunately, a lot of younger people don't really care about history nearly as much, but I'm glad I was able to document it and show it off to you and get in there and just, yeah, I'm glad. I've been wanting to go in there for a long time and film this. I think I'd done the outside of it, but I never done the inside, so I'm glad. Any comments, questions, let me know. If the Parks and Recs has like a website or anything, I'll make sure I put it below. Yeah, if you need to rent a building here for any of the events that Josh talked about, this is a cool one. Like you said, it only goes up to like 50 people, but it's a beautiful building in a beautiful location. I mean, normally it's very quiet here other than the mowing and stuff you hear now. But yeah, if I needed to rent a building of this size, this would definitely be one I would come to think about doing, because it's a nice building and it's clean and it's not really that expensive to rent it. So, all right. Any comments or questions, let me know. I got to get going. It's getting loud around here, but expect more future videos about local history stuff around here to come. I'm very excited about what the future holds. Alright, we gotta get going. You know what that means. Time to get on to the next video. Peace. Bye. Yeah.